So I literally just woke up and I wasn't going to do any reaction things to the DK Bonanza Direct. I was just going to watch it on my own time. So I woke up, I watched it. I was like, how crazy could this really be? It's Donkey Kong Mario Odyssey. We know exactly what to expect. What the fuck is going on, bro? There is so much amazing stuff going on in this game so far that I just like I don't know what to talk about first, right? I think very immediately something that I noticed is that the music in this game actually sounds really good. Like, I don't think Mario Odyssey had bad music by any means, even remotely. But a lot of the vocal tracks were things that were like, okay, I'll listen to it in the context of the game. If I started banging this shit in my car, I think that I'd lose aux privileges for the rest of my life. Like, I would never be able to pick up a phone ever again. I'd never be able to join a Spotify jam. People would just be afraid of me and what I would play, right? But this music actually sounds so good, and I don't know what it is. It might, you know, just be the fact that it's new, and I might fall into the same boat that I am with Odyssey music right now, where it's like I'm not playing Jump Up Superstar in my friend's BMW, bro. It's not happening. We're not gonna roll down the window. We're not gonna hop into a convertible and play that shit on blast. It's not happening. I don't know. All I'm telling you right now is that the music, as is right now, is really good. The second thing I really want to talk about is the fact that we do have those kind of like challenge rooms back from Mario Odyssey, which I think is going to work really, really well. I think those are easily probably going to be the best part of the game, just throwing it out there right now. I think this game's probably going to have a very similar issue that Mario Odyssey has, and a lot of these more open games have. You play it once, and then you really don't want to touch it ever again until maybe like 3, 4, 5 years down the line. This is not going to have the same level of replayability, most likely, as a lot of the early 3D Mario games, as games like Mario 64, Mario Sunshine even. By the way, we're not getting a 3D Mario game for like another 50 years, so have fun. Have fun with this one while it lasts, guys. But genuinely, we're in this kind of period where when we go for these more open kind of experiences, we get a little bit less replay value in a lot of ways. That initial experience is mad fun, but for me, I just don't have any interest going back to it. And people have been talking about this with Mario Odyssey for a while, and, you know, I think this game, since it is just kind of Mario Odyssey on steroids, it's probably gonna be the same kind of situation. That mixed with the fact that it's very obviously trying to be a, you know, more even open experience in comparison to Mario Odyssey, where you can break things and then attach things and throw things and just blow shit up, and, you know, you're pretty much able to interact with the environment in an endless number of ways. That's cool. That's awesome. That's kind of like Tears of the Kingdom type vibes. But also that means it's going to be really interesting to see how they interact with this game being a pseudo-platformer, right? Because if you can just attach shit and like walk and make your own bridge, and if you have like an ability where you can fly, then we're getting to the point where you have so many ways to traverse that it could just make some of the more interesting platforming elements fall to the wayside. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. I think that to a degree, you know, strictness and a lack of options is what makes platformers really fun in a lot of scenarios. And also, Tears of the Kingdom had arguably issues with the fact that it did provide you far too much openness in terms of puzzle solving without actually really pushing you to do a lot of building things. Like, for example, you could really easily explore the world by riding a horse, and you didn't need to make an insane little vehicle that you could make Link ride on, you know. And a lot of people found out that you could make a hover bike, and that was easily the best thing in the game for literally every scenario. So, you know, people just built that and then never built anything ever again and never experimented with anything ever again in that game. And I can very easily see something like that happening again, where there is one catch-all solution to every single problem. Break the fucking wall, and that's the catch-all solution. I don't know. Like, it could fall into that realm. I'm not entirely sure it will, but it's an option. We've seen Nintendo fumble with something like that before. But other than that, I don't really care because the game looks fire. I love the outfits. I love that you can strip DK of all his clothes. You know, that's just a personal thing that I really enjoy. And I'm also really interested to see if they actually give a shit about this narratively, because we are in this very interesting period where Pauline's a child now. First of all, she was a rock, and then she turned into a child. It's like they're completely altering the origin story for Pauline. She's just a completely different fucking character now, and her relationship with DK is also entirely different. So I don't know if they're just retconning everything. Some people have been talking about, what does this mean for the narrative? And what I'm thinking is that even for Nintendo's more like story-oriented games like Zelda, they don't fucking care. They don't give a flying fuck about the narrative. So I think this is just, they thought it would be cool, and that's what they're going with. They're going with the thing that would be cool, and there's no overarching sense of narrative. They're gonna retcon whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, and that's gonna be what it is. But you never know. They could come up with some weird way to tie it back in, so that's kind of, I'm interested to see how that goes. But overall, the game looks amazing. I am fully erect, and I am going to be playing it on my channel starting the day it drops. So, like, hop in. Come on, baby. Drop us up. Let's do a journey together. If you don't have a Switch 2, I got you. I got you, bitch.